5,100 pounds, almost right on the nose. This is the 23 MK Gray Wolf, which is a member of the Cherokee family, which is a member of the Forest River family, here at the Haylett RV family of RVs available in beautiful southern Michigan. A little chilly today, but we're gonna get some warmer weather later. I'm thankful for that. It can get here anytime, by the way, Mother Nature. If you'd like to see if we have this in stock and available, very simple. All you need to do is visit the link in the video description that says check for price and availability. You'll be able to see what we have in stock, how it is equipped, and what we're asking without those pesky dealer fees that cause that little uncomfortable itch to climb up the back of your neck. Now, I'm also going to show you a lot of ins and outs of this, such as you got the little portable prep port right here for portable solar panels that we offer here at Haylett RV in case you're going to do some boondocking. Those are great for keeping your batteries topped off. An often missed feature on Cherokee travel trailers, including these Gray Wolves here, is that little grill quick connect port up front. And I actually really like its location. It's very close to the propane bottles, so it gets good service. It's one of the first things that would feed off of that propane tree, if you will. But it's also not under the awning. Not everybody wants to collect that potential smoke or heat under the awning. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't actually like do anything to the awning. It's just people don't like it because, I mean, if I spent money on something like this, I don't know that I would. So, I mean, I sympathize with that. I get it. Cherokee family of RVs here at Haylett's, this is one of the most actually copied things on the market. A lot of brands are chasing this now, and this is currently the fastest growing travel trailer out there, despite the fact that it's not like they're new, so that margin in terms of percentage margins, they're fast growing. Cherokee has been a top 5 brand since I started in this business, and they've actually been the second best selling travel trailer on the market for 2 or 3 years in a row, and they're still growing by leaps and bounds. So why is that? Why are so many people going, dang, honey, this is a lot of value? That's what I want to dig into here. Things like this extra thick painted aluminum front nose sweep. It's basically the entire nose is effectively stone guard, and because it's not fiberglass, you won't have the potential fade issues. You'll notice the Gray Wolf series also has a fully integrated A-frame. It's hard to see from the shadowing right now, but if I get up close, you can see that the tongue fully integrates into the rest of the chassis. As compared to Big Brother Cherokee, which has a non-integrated A-frame, it keeps the entire RV lower to the ground. So you have a lower center of towing gravity, you have lower overhead clearance, you have a 2-step entry instead of a 3 because it's lower. Now, in comparison to Big Brother Cherokee, the equipment is identical, guys. That's people. Well, how are they different? They're different in 2 small structural items, not in anything in terms of equipment. They both have the black tank flush, the outside shower, the mag wheels with the tire pressure sensors that'll flip from green to red if you need to put air in the tires. You don't need to come over and thump on them or put a air pressure gauge on them or anything like that. Just the logic between the 2 products is the same. The only real difference is that this has an integrated A-frame and an above-floor slide-out, which means a carpetless main deck. This is a self-adjusting slide system, whereas Cherokee has a floor flush slide-out, and it sits taller, so it looks like the Big Brother. In reality, there are actually 2 versions of the same RV. Some people prefer one slide versus another. Now, they have different floor plans. The Gray Wolves tend to be smaller floor plans like this one compared to Cherokees. That's kind of how they break down. So, this is a somewhat unique floor plan. I've never seen anything exactly like this. There's certainly things that are similar, like the 2570 RL Summerland that we have here at Haylett. It's a member of the Keystone Springdale family. Very, very, very similar. This is also quite similar to the 279 RLDS Freedom Express laminated trailer we have here at Haylett RV. So there's some good looks and some different things happening here. We've got a seal gripping, leak preventing slide wall. We do have full walk-on roofing. This has a 5-inch arched roof truss set on 16-inch centers, which is normal. Structurally, there's nothing inferior on this. We've got a 3/8 walk-on roof deck. Now you've got an average, where they are kind of exceptional structure-wise, is Cherokee family RVs have an average, a mathematical average of 12-inch on-center wall studs versus the industry standard of 16. So there is a little extra structure on the walls. The floor has 12-inch on-center 2x3 studs, and on top of that is a 5/8 tongue and groove plywood floor decking instead of OSB. Most travel trailers in a wood skeleton class have an OSB floor. The plywood floor we're looking at here is found all across these the Cherokee family campers and the Jayco travel trailers we have here at Haylitz. That's one of the areas that Forest River, well, the Cherokee guys at Forest River said, you know, we like what they're doing, we can do that too. So that's what's great about this. Now, beyond that, structurally, it does everything it needs to. All of the money of this product, though, is on things you can see, feel, and touch. Because, you know, like people say, well, what's the warranty on it? It has a standard warranty. You know why they don't go extended warranties on this product? Because warranties expire. But you know what doesn't expire? This fold-down cargo travel rack. 8 years from now, guess what? It's still going to be there. It's still going to have the same weight capacity. It's still going to be able to put your bikes and your coolers and stuff on there. There's absolutely, you know, nothing that'll expire about that. The MoRide stable steps with the adjustable foot pegs so that they can marry up to any campsite you go to. Those don't expire. The bigger entry handle, the anti-slam entry door doesn't expire. The LED lights under the awning, the LED lights in the speakers and the outside TV hookups, those don't expire. They put the money of this RV in big things like big windows in that painted front nose cap. They put the money of this RV into the actual RV because the RV, provided obviously you take care of it properly, which is always the caveat there, the RV won't expire, but a warranty can. So that's the logic behind this product. They made sure that it's going to hold together provided you take care of it and that you're going to have a good time with a lot of equipment. Speaking of which, when we step inside, you're going to, well, I tell you when we can show you right now. This is such an intelligently done couples camper. They've just nailed this. You know, in my head I'm comparing this to the 26RL, which is another Grey Wolf from Cherokee, available here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. And I'm having trouble finding anything that this smaller, lighter, less expensive, less weight, you know, well, that would be lighter, dummy, travel trailer does that bigger one, or versa. Basically, it can do all the same things a bigger one can. That's what I'm trying to say. I just can't spit it out. You've got the same rear seating, but what I like here is we've got like a theater sort of thing going on with that fold-down armrest that Cherokee popularized. You see it used all over in the industry. Cherokee's the ones that made this happen. Now they've also got an upgraded version which has integrated 12-volt powered USB plugs and even a little 12-volt powered LED interior light I don't have on currently. But if you are boondocking, again, you can use those to keep your vehicle topped off. You'll find 12-volt USB plugs all over this thing. The guys at Cherokee, guys and gals as it were, they did a great job of that. Now again, big windows. This has the same big windows as that traditional 2-chair super slide rear living. But tell me, why do you need, for a couples RV, 2 chairs plus a fold-down sofa plus a dinette? Why do you need 3 seating zones for 2 people? And the answer is typically you don't. And that's where this one nails it. Now, if you're going to have the grandkids or something like that sleep over, you've got this giant U-dinette that you could fold down into a nearly 7-foot bed. So that can easily sleep a very uncommon guest, because the grandkids don't come as often as most people think they're going to. Very rarely will somebody say, well, mine do. Great. Absolutely awesome for you. But typically that's not common. So if you need to fold down this little sofa back here and the dinette, you could sleep 2 or 3 grandkids back here, no problem. You know, it depends on how big and how old they are. Now, what you're going to find is not only here in the kitchen, but all of the tops, whether it's those side stands next to both sides of the sofas you can see in the background, whether it's this countertop in the bathroom or this tabletop right here, or even the little top next to the TV hookups on this entertainment center I'm standing next to, they're all sealed, edged, and waterproof. You know, there's just no seams that water can get in here and damage anything. So if you do have a drink that sweats, because we all have that happen, there's no seams where it can penetrate and cause damage. Now, if I pull my glove off here, I'm just going to toss that aside for a minute. You can see that there's these big storage pockets next to both sides of the sofa. So, but it's kind of hidden behind these little sofa armrest bolsters. And even this is an extra thing the guys at Cherokee do that's just not really common. They spend a little extra money there. You know, the team at Jayco and the J-Flights tend to do something similar. But again, you're looking at the top 2 selling travel trailers, the J-Flight being number 1 and this closing in on it year by year. The kitchen is awesome. I love what they've done with it. So first of all, you have full-size overhead cabinets. And what I mean by that is a lot of RVs, if you look at the microwave, follow this cabinet line. And first of all, I love the trim right here, but follow this cabinet line over. A lot of brands will break here and recess the cabinetry back. you're losing storage. But you notice in a Cherokee, that's not the case. Now, if I kind of kneel down a little bit, you can see that there are lights all over this kitchen. There's even twin LED lights under that stovetop hood. That is an exceptionally uncommon thing. I've not seen replicated really even like luxury fifth wheels. These guys are absolutely on the ball. That is a real tile backsplash. We've got an actual kitchen breeze window. All of the switches are up high where the grandkids can't mess with them. They've even recently updated their stove. This has a little blue accent light that matches the lighting outside, that matches the accent light over the slide out. And again, at night, it's the perfect little night light. It's a little like runway guiding light so that you can see where you're going. As long as we're talking about the kitchen, let's finish this up. Now, again, that's recessed. The sink is recessed so that you have really good prep space here where otherwise you would not. Another thing is, too, if I pop this off, you can see this has a pretty impressive sink setup. You've got that big radius stainless sink. Now, I point out radius because you can actually like get into and scrub the corners of that. I've had a lot of people who have said, oh good, it's got the rounded sink, because the one that has like the square sink that looks like it was punched out of a machine, that thing looks neat. I can't do this left-handed, but the square sink looks neat, but there's always crud left in the corner that I can't clean out. Now your drawers, instead of 3 small drawers, they go with 2 big ones, but they're still full plywood box construction, so you can actually put big stuff in there. Now that's what I call a 50-50 wash feature. Some people like more drawers, some like the bigger drawers, but the point is that we have different offerings here at Haylett RV, but it's all well constructed. Now this is really cool. If you pull these drawers out, you can see you've got 40-inch full extension drawers, and they do extend out further. They can actually extend all the way out so that the end of the drawer rests against the ground. But it gives you full access to the entirety of that side storage bench. And there's one on the other side of the bench as well. You know, you just don't find a lot of this in the business, that easy access storage. So again, in a Grey Wolf, we have an above-floor step-up slide-out, but it's got a self-adjusting mechanism, and it also helps keep the RV lighter. That's one of the differences between a Cherokee and a Grey Wolf. There's that accent light I was telling you about above the slide. Now, I had to kind of block the sun coming in from that window because it was too aggressive, but you can see, obviously, that beam in the middle of the window behind the pleated shade, because that's a full slider panel window for airflow. Now, for extra light, isn't that a gum? That commercial? Extra. Anyway, doesn't matter. God bless, I got to get control of my tangents. Anyway, big skylight, letting in lots of ambient light here. But if it's a hot, cooking, sunny day, there is a privacy shade you can pull on that. Not really for privacy, because that's a clouded window up top, but for not cooking yourself at night. Oh, I forgot. There's even an extra light up in that corner I forgot to activate. Holy cow. Entertainment center here. If you choose to add a TV to these, we don't tend to include TVs from the manufacturer because we find that I can get you the same TV or better from the big box store of your choice, basically anywhere. But you do have this electric space heating fireplace right here. Now that is handy. And again, they spend money on stuff like the fireplace. They spend money on stuff like the big waterproof countertops and that stainless sink, because this stuff does not expire. This stuff will continue to be with you 4, 5, 6, 10 years down the line. That's what I love about this. It's the gift that keeps on giving. This is an extremely high-level equipment package wrapped up in... It's a deceptive product because you look at it from the outside and it looks like a plain, boring camper. But then you get inside and you start looking at all the new cool features. Like some of our laminated travel trailers are just now going to these that stable step entry system. You don't find that as the standard in the business. These guys are nailing it. There's a lot of high level stuff they've applied to this, and I think this bathroom is another good example of that. We'll come to that in a minute. As long as the store is open, we'll take a peek at the front bedroom. Now, note, I specifically turned on no lights in this bedroom on purpose. Didn't forget. Did that on purpose because of the giant big windows and mirrored wardrobes that they have here in the Cherokee family travel trailers, such as that big window right there, letting in a flood of ambient light so that you can see you don't need to turn lights on in here. This is nice and bright. It's not even middle of the day. It's just morning. It's going to get brighter still. Both sides of the bed have household and USB outlets, and you can see that this is just a nice, easy walk-around bed right here. Now, let me back up a little bit, close the door so we can get a good look at the bathroom, because they have absolutely crushed this bathroom. Remember, this is a couple's coach, and they have given you a huge couple's bathroom. Two of you can be in here and moving around and not trip over one another. And I also want to point out the bigger fan that they use across the board with the Cherokee travel trailers. That's like the big Max Air fifth wheel fan. It gives this thing whole house ventilation capacity, which is exactly why your doors, the door to the living room, the door to the bathroom, are purposely slotted so that when heat rises, like in this small little bedroom, all of the heat that your human body will generate will form a thermal blanket against the ceiling of this camper. Well, this big super fan will suck all that hot air out and exhaust it out and refresh it with nice cool air from outside. That's what's great about this. Now, you've got big dedicated linen storage right here in the bathroom. And this bathroom reminds me a lot of a Rockwood bathroom. Rockwood being the #1 most successful laminated travel trailer in North America, or pardon me, in the United States. There's actually a difference there. But the big linen storage like this, and then we'll come back to the sink and whatnot. As I turn around, you see double linen storage, an additional storage closet over here. Again, that is something that, this is textbook Rockwood RV right here. And I'm not criticizing Cherokee for doing this. I am absolutely praising them for doing it, because there is never such a thing as too much storage. This could easily be, this one right here, this could be, because of its proximity to the kitchen, this could be overflow pantry space. I mean, you could do anything you want with it, or beach towels, or an extra hanging closet, or whatever. Remember, waterproof countertop and a giant sink. A big sink and this big medicine cabinet. These are Forest River classic things that the Cherokee series just never let go of. There's nothing wrong with a smaller medicine cabinet, but tell me how bigger is not better in this case. Tell me how a bigger sink to be able to wash adult-size hands instead of kid-size hands isn't better. And a kitchen-matching real tile splash in there. You may have noticed the foot flush toilet, but what you haven't seen is just the expansive floor space in here. You can truly get two people around in here with no problem, and they're even using the nicer split open shower that you don't have to like walk around a swinging door to access. And you know, the skylight above for headroom, the bigger fan in the bathroom. This is an awesome, awesome bathroom. They've really crushed this thing. I actually like that they call it an MK, somewhat signifying middle kitchen as opposed to rear living, because in a rear living you're expecting two chairs against the rear wall. And this is absolutely 100% functional, meets every definition of rear living. But I love how they've done it. You know, we've got this sort of theater set up here so that if I sit down, I've got cup holders, I've got phone chargers on a rainy day, I've got entertainment, I'm staring directly across at the entertainment center, and it's not 40 yards away from me like a big long super slide is. I exaggerate, obviously, but you get the idea. You can actually see, if you choose to put a TV in this, you can see it. And now, the Bluetooth DVD system, if I throw a disc in there, it can play up here, it can play on the TV hookups outside. You can have everywhere entertainment. There's no like bad seat in the house. There's no zone that loses out. That's what's so cool about these guys. Man, there's a lot going on. Like I said, very feature-packed travel trailer. Give us a call, 800-256-5196, Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.